thing, we can record it. So, all right. So if this is the first Zoom session that you have been able to attend, I do try to keep them as on the ball and as brief as I can, because we do like to watch them in entirety if you can't watch them live. And they have been pretty successful in the sense of people have commented that they've really enjoyed learning various things from them. And this is our first exercise one, so I'm excited about that. And not only are we going to talk about the benefits of exercise and understanding how to schedule exercise, but understanding how much exercise is too much exercise, too little exercise, and understanding strength versus cardio, and how to implement that all into your schedule. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and start. So if you guys don't mind, I'm going to go ahead and mute you all. So I actually laugh because my husband, you know, he teaches, for those of you that don't know, he teaches kindergarten and first grade PE. And I every once in a while walk past him while he's teaching. He's so loud when he teaches because he teaches from home, and he does this. And you guys are muted. And I'm like, gosh, I wish I could do that. Mute. So anyways, so exercise, lots and lots of benefits of exercise. And we oftentimes put so much stress on ourselves to create the ultimate exercise program. And oftentimes we don't know, we're like lost souls of not understanding the right amount of exercise. And sometimes we put too much emphasis in the exercise, and we either become cardio freaks and only do cardio, and then we don't do any strength training, or the other way around. We do too much strength and then we don't do enough cardio. And if you Google it or you look it up on the internet or you ask your friends, you might get various answers, so you don't know what the real truth is behind it. Studies will show that most people over-exercise. And if you're exercising for the sole purpose of weight loss, then more than likely you're over-exercising. Anybody that has tried to lose weight with exercise alone, that will only get you so far. More than likely you will lose weight at the beginning by doing that, but after a while your metabolism will catch up to that, and you have to eat to be able to exercise. And I see here on our list of people on this side, I'm trying to open up my Word document, there's a lot of runners here, and you have to fuel your body in order to run. And so you have to fuel your body in order to exercise. So in a way, you are being a little counterproductive. If you're trying to lose weight, you have to eat to be able to exercise, and so therefore you're not going to lose weight. And these devices that we have, our Apple Watches and our Garmin's and the treadmills with all of the numbers on there that tell us what we burn, they are always wrong. They're always wrong. And it makes me crazy when somebody gets on an elliptical and they say that they burnt 1,000 calories in an hour on the elliptical. That is so wrong. And so don't be fooled, and don't ever pay attention to the calories on your watch, because those calories don't matter. Your goal for exercising, your only goal for exercising should not be about the calories. And so that is something that I want you to detox your brain, and don't exercise to burn calories. Exercise to better your cardiovascular system, exercise for your muscular system, exercise for your heart, your bones, your bone density, exercise for your skin, exercise for your brain, exercise for your mood, exercise for all of the things that we're going to talk about today. And while you're doing that, you will enhance weight loss and you will enhance your metabolism. But if you do it to lose weight, then it's going to backfire on you. And some of you are listening to this right now going, yeah, it's backfired on me. Because I know it's backfired on me before as well. And so change your thinking. Don't get up in the morning and go, I have to exercise because I have to burn calories. No. Exercise because you want to be in a better mood. Exercise so that your skin doesn't sag because you are going to lose weight on this weight loss program. Exercise because you don't want to rip your kids' heads off during COVID. I mean, there's so many more benefits to this than weight loss. And people, if you survey people, people will say they exercise to lose weight. So detox the brain, and let's go into that thinking this way, okay? So the very first question on many people's minds when they're considering starting a weight loss routine is, how often should you work out? And what should you do during each exercise workout to make the most of it? And I know that that's why you guys are all here. Most of the things in the fitness world, like most of the things in the fitness world, there is no answer to that question. And it depends really on your fitness background. It depends on the amount of time you have available, and it depends on your personal goals. And just in looking at the 15 of you that are here, you all have different time available, you have different fitness goals, and you have different fitness backgrounds. So the best exercise routine for you needs to be tailored to that. And what that is today is not going to be that in 6 months or in a year. So your routine and your schedule is going to evolve with your strengths and with your time. It's going to evolve. So what you design today should be an ongoing changing schedule. Okay. So I know that this doesn't sound very, very helpful right now, but by the time we're done today, you're going to have a model of what your weekly routine should look like. All right. And so because you're not training for a marathon, and maybe you are, but hypothetically here, we're not training for a marathon. We're not going to create this Monday through Friday, 20-week long schedule, but we're going to kind of script out something that you could leave with, that you can set your specific fitness goals, and at least know that you're setting to increase your strength, increase your endurance, move better, feel better, and not gobble up a ton of your time. So basically what I'm saying is there is no formula. There's no magic formula for anyone. But there is one that we can kind of all work with. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen with you, and I threw together a quick little PowerPoint that might help us better understand a little visual for us all. So I am going to share this screen here. And can you guys all see this here? Yes? My dogs know how to open this door. It makes me crazy. Okay, so the benefits of exercise. Creating your workout schedule. Well, we all want to create the ideal workout schedule, but there are 3 important elements to doing this. And I know that there's a lot of different types of exercises you can do, but there are three important elements: cardio, strength, and rest. And people don't understand the rest part. Or people overdo the rest part and only do the rest part. But the rest part is very, very, very important as well. So your cardio is going to be anything that's going to get your heart rate up. And it doesn't have to be aggressive cardio. It could be a simple walk. It doesn't have to be something that's going to make you sweat and make your heart beat through your chest. Strength is a weightlifting, but it doesn't have to be powerlifting. You don't have to lift a car, and you don't have to go to the gym and lift like this power lifter. Strength could be a yoga class. It could be lifting your own body weight. It's something that is causing you to use your muscles. And then rest is simply taking some time off, doing something leisurely. And that could be an active rest day. So on an active rest day, you might just clean your house because you're not necessarily, laying on the couch doing nothing, but you're not going to the gym. You're not riding your bike. You're not doing something aggressive. You're taking like a mental day away from the monotony of going to the gym or scheduling a workout. And that is so important because no matter how much you love to work out, you need to take that break. Okay, so these are the three important pieces of basically the routine that you're going to build. Okay, all right. So calories burnt versus muscles built. It is never a good day here in my house unless I'm doing a podcast or a something and that dog is not barking. So calories burnt versus muscle built. Okay, so calories burnt is when you are immediately burning the calories. You are getting that heart rate up and the calories are being burnt right then and there. Muscles built is actually going to create a faster metabolism. And this is a misconception that people have and don't understand. When we do a weightlifting routine and we're just lifting weights, if we're looking at calories burnt, we're not going to burn a lot. Our heart rate's not going to get up, but you are going to burn more calories being you. So as a cardio fanatic, I spent a lot of years avoiding weightlifting because I didn't burn calories. You know, I didn't want to go to the gym and leave there with only 150 calories burned. But what I wasn't understanding is that the 150 calories that I burnt at the gym, I was only reading what my watch was saying, but I was burning more calories the rest of the day. And the more muscle you build on your body, the faster your metabolism is. So it's very important that you do both. And so that is why you should always include weightlifting and cardio. There needs to be both. The whole world wants to be a runner. Everybody has this desire to run and burn, but you have to include that weightlifting. The more muscular you are, the more you get to eat. Because the more you get to eat, the more fun it is. And believe me, it's something that is not black or white. It's something that you can't see on a machine, on a display, but you will notice it when you are able to eat more food and the scale stays down. So don't fool yourself in thinking that it's just about that cardio. You do need both. Our world is filled with gimmicks. The treadmills and they all have the numbers on there. And I'm not knocking Peloton. I'm not, but because it's hot right now. I mean, the stock's through the roof, but it's cardio, 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 cardio. It's calories, calories. People see that. but you need that. You need strength also, okay? All right, so how can you implement this into your life? Well, the best way to implement anything into your life is to make it a habit. Anytime you need something to become regular, you need to implement it and make it something that you are going to want to do all the time. Brushing our teeth, literally everybody does it. I mean, it's the number one most habitual thing that people do. And there's been studies done on this. People brush their teeth because it's a habit. That's why people do it, and it's been instilled in us from our parents, and it trickles down. We do it because it's the very first thing that we have been brought up doing. And so, in order for exercise to become a habit, the only way it's going to become a habit is if these things become part of it. And I used a terrible font here and you can't really see it, so I'm going to read these out loud. It has to be realistic. It has to be sustainable. It has to be enjoyable. It has to be beneficial. The time management has to be right, and it has to be transformative. And oftentimes people that don't like exercise are unable to make it habitual because of lack of these reasons. We have all probably joined a gym or bought some piece of equipment, and it's not realistic. We try these schedules that are not sustainable with our timelines, and you know, we say we're going to go to the gym at 6 a.m. and then we don't, or we say we're going to go to the gym after work and then we don't, or we say we're going to work out at lunch and we don't. You know, don't sign yourself up for something that you know you're not going to do. Make it something that you're going to do. And if it's just one day a week, then just do it one day a week, because one day a week is better than no day a week. And that one day a week will be something that you enjoy, and it'll be something that you will see benefits from, and it'll be something that you can manage, and then you can then add another day. But if you start throwing in this 7-day-a-week thing, it's not going to happen. So start slow. There's nobody that I've ever met that's jumped in with the 7-day-a-week, 6 a.m. thing and made it work. It's not realistic. So don't be an overachiever if you are someone that doesn't like to exercise, and start slow. Your body will be sore. You won't be able to maintain it. So ease into it. Putting together a workout schedule. And I am going to email this out to everybody because this one's pretty basic. And my suggestion would be to either laminate this or put it in a sleeve where you can write on it. I really like to, I've done this before where I've printed it and put it in a picture frame. And then you can take a dry erase marker and just write on it every week. Just write what your tentative plan is, and then write what you really do. Sometimes we write what we plan, and then when we don't do it by Tuesday, we just scrap the week. Allow yourself to have that leeway of, this is my tentative plan, and this is what I really do. There's nothing wrong with only working out once or twice a week. So many people don't work out at all because they can't get the once or twice a week in. And your heart still needs to pump, and your muscles still need to move. So once or twice a week for 10 weeks is much better than none. So ease into it. But basically, ideally, you want to strength train minimally 2 to 3 days a week. You need the 2 to 3 days a week to build up that muscle fiber. And so when I say 2 to 3 days a week, that doesn't mean for hours on end. You could do 30 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes, 2 to 3 days a week. The live workouts that I do in the program, if you did those twice a week, that would be ample for building the muscle that you need. Because we do whole body. And you know, the wives' tale of you shouldn't work out strength 2 days in a row. Who made that up? I mean, why not? It makes me crazy. Like, who's they? No, you're working your whole body. There's nothing wrong with doing that twice a week or three times a week. You are moving around, and each week we do a different live workout. So each week we're doing different muscles. If you have a gym membership, I go to Planet Fitness. You can literally just go from machine to machine to machine and just do follow the regimen that's written right on the machine and go through the circuit for 20 minutes 2 to 3 times a week. That's getting your strength in. Cardio, same thing, 2 to 3 days a week minimally. Now, if you're somebody that has a background in exercise, then you know that you could up that and you can go 4 to 5 times a week for 45 minutes. You know, you're not going to be someone that's going to stop there, because what I'm going to get to next is going to fill in the gaps here as to how you know when you should stop, as far as timeline goes, because there's that little alarm that goes off in your head once you do become a regular exerciser, and you know when you should stop. And before I get to that, I'm gonna ask you guys if anybody has any questions so far. Any questions yet? So 2 to 3 days a week. So what if you could only get to the gym 2 to 3 days? And I'm telling you, you should do strength 2 to 3 days, and you should do cardio 2 to 3 days. Could you do strength and cardio on the same day? You absolutely can. And so going to the schedule here, I could actually do on this day here on Sunday, I could do 20 minutes of cardio and 30 minutes of strength in one day. Or I could do cardio here and strength here. If you only have a half hour each day, you could break it up. There is no right and there is no wrong. So today, my husband, he's got he just loves going to the gym with me, and I hate going with him. I just do. And I have my thing and he's got his thing, but we're just both so busy, and they opened a Planet Fitness 1 mile from our house. So I promised him that I would slot out an hour each day and we would go together. And so today we went, and I was on a time schedule, and we drove separate, and it was literally 30 minutes. I did legs, boom, boom, out the door. If I had time, I would have done cardio with it, but I didn't have time. So is the world going to end? No. So as you could see, there's no right, there's no wrong. I think we get so wrapped up with that. So there is no right, there is no wrong. Let's suppose tomorrow I want to do my cardio and my strength together, because on Thursday I want to take a rest day. Then that's what I'm going to do. But the most important piece is I'm not going to go 5 straight days without a workout. I'm going to make sure that there is something in there. Maybe it's just a power walk one day. I'm not going to skip too many days in a row, because if I skip too many days in a row, then I am breaking the habit loop. I'm breaking that loop. And the second we break that habit, it is so hard to get back in. It's impossible. So the next piece of advice that I have is the most important, and I'm actually going to do my podcast on it this week. And it is the exercise benefits of the brain. And I know that you might see this part and go, I don't want to hear about this, but it's so important, because this is going to tie into what is going to make you do the rest. And I have no idea what possessed me to pick this terrible font. So there we go. All right. So the exercise benefits of the brain. You would not believe this unless you actually studied it, but I have to tell you my personal exercise story first. So let me kind of unshare my screen, because I feel like I can't see anything because I'm half blind here. So I'll bring that back in a second. So some of you might not know this story, but I was not athletic growing up. I was a kind of a overweight adolescent. Grew up in a Greek household. My mom loved to cook, still does, and just never did any sports. Never. I was the kid in PE class that couldn't climb the rope or run a mile. And so when I became a teacher, the weight just climbed up. And then I got my master's degree, and it was literally teach school all day, get in the car, go through Taco Bell, take a class for my master's on the way home, hit up McDonald's, then eat crap all night. I mean, I ballooned up 50 pounds heavier than I am now. So after that, I needed to lose weight. I had no idea where to even start. And exercise was not even like in the spectrum. I mean, like, I was completely clueless. So I joined a gym, and I had no idea where to go with it. So I went through the motions of joining the gym, and I successfully figured stuff out. But the point of me telling you this is ironically, after I had gained the weight, I started losing the weight, I became a junkie. And I tried all the classes, and yes, I started losing weight. But what I loved more than the weight that I lost was the energy that I had. Like, I simultaneously, I didn't know what I liked better. I mean, of course, I loved that I lost the weight, but I don't think that is why I kept going back. I loved the energy, and I loved the high that I felt. And at the time, I taught elementary school, and I taught in Elgin. Those of you that are from this area, Elgin, the part of Elgin that I taught in was not the best part. And I was in my 20s, and it was very stressful. And man, the exercise got me through it. And it was the single most transformative thing that I could have done. And that is when I realized that exercise was my ticket to sanity. And so now here I am, 30 some years later. And so I start studying the brain, and I start studying like what exercise does to the brain. And I come to find out that there's these parts of your brain, and I'll flash back now to show you my little slide here. There's parts of the brain, and some of you that might know and understand parts of the brain. There's the prefrontal cortex, which is right here. And then there's the temporal lobe in your brain. And the prefrontal cortex is actually the same part of your brain that releases dopamine. And dopamine is the transmitter that is released when you eat candy. It's like the happy transmitter. That is the same transmitter that gets released when you exercise. And I'm like, oh, well, Jesus, no wonder I'm like this bouncing off the walls person all the time, you know? And think about it. When you exercise, you always have more energy. You are energized, you are in a better mood, and you don't want to eat as much. It curbs your appetite. So as I study this, and as I did research for my podcast and for this, for this presentation, I pulled up a picture of the brain here, and here it is. One workout increases levels of these neurotransmitters in your brain. So just one single workout, it'll improve your attention for 2 hours. It will transmit these good mood transmitters. It will improve your balance and your reaction time for 4 hours, which is crazy. So you work out and then you have better reaction time to, catch things and balance things. And it's crazy. So you exercise, it improves your brain function, and studies show that this temporal lobe is what helps your long-term memory, and it will decrease your chances of dementia and Alzheimer's. Not by a little, but by a lot. And so not only are you losing weight, but you are a happier person. And if any of you right now could even argue that when you exercise, you are a happier person. So my advice to you then is the more that you make this part of your habit, it really is like a 401k for your body and your brain. Because you are, you're creating this optimal prescription for your brain, for your body. You are being more productive, more proactive for your life, and it's keeping your diseases, your heart disease, heart failure, diabetes, dementia, and no matter what, more muscularity means less sagging skin. I just turned 50, and my skin is sagging as it is because skin just sags. I cannot imagine if I had not had all this muscle, what would happen to my skin. So that muscle will prevent that. It will keep your metabolism moving. And you guys, it does not have to be 2 hours a day. 30 minutes out of your day, 3 days a week can bring this all to you. And you just have to make it part of your habit. That's all you have to do. So the message here is there is no wrong way to do this. There is the only wrong way to do this is to not do it, or to overdo it. And oftentimes people overdo it by getting into this workout pattern that is every day for an hour and a half, must burn 2,000 calories, and then when they don't, they stop. And then it all goes. So be warned on that as well. So any questions?
I had a quick question regarding the cardio and strength. You were saying that you could do them on the same day. Is there any, like, which one do you recommend you do first? Like, if I was going to run or like do one of your videos, would I like run first and then do your video, or do your video and then run?
So there's two theories on that. There's the scientific theory, and then there's the mental mindset theory. So the scientific theory is you like I said, when you lift weights, you're burning more calories after. Okay, so if you lifted weights, you are going to then do cardio, which means you will actually burn more calories doing your cardio. So if you were going to burn 200 calories doing your cardio, theoretically you'll burn 280 calories doing your cardio. Okay. However, mental mindset. I'm the type of person that if I run first, I am so jacked up for my weightlifting. Like I'm like here's me weightlifting before cardio. I'm like, right. And then here's me weightlifting after cardio. I'm like, that's me. So my answer is do what works for you, because you might actually get more of a weightlifting benefit because you are energized from your run. And switch it up. See what you like better. Okay. Any other questions? I do want to talk about my workout channel, because I know some of you had questions on how to build workouts, like how to do the workouts on the workout channel. So before I get into that, does anybody have any questions on what I talked about so far? Somebody asked, what about aerobics? Is that effective? Water aerobics. Water aerobics, yes, very effective. If you actually, I taught water aerobics once on vacation, and if you do it right, it can be very effective. Unfortunately, it's hard to find a water aerobics instructor that's a good one. So yeah. Okay, so my workout channel. First off, if you've not tried my workout channel, it is free for the first month. And there are 8 different workouts on the workout channel. I'm going to go back to sharing my screen. Here they are. Oopsie. Okay. So there are 8 different workouts. And so these are all, he just opened the door. I just shut it. He just opened it. Okay. So these are half strength, half cardio. And what I love most about them is that they're all half hour. And I created them this way so that you can actually be done in a half hour, or you could double up and do 2 in one session, because if you wanted to do an hour workout, you can. So there is no right or wrong. And in fact, in one of these that I just filmed, I actually talk about the best way to put them together. But you can do Evolve is a weightlifting workout. You can pair Evolve up with tread. Tread is on a treadmill. If you don't have a treadmill, you could do tread outside walking. If you wanted to do core, which is all on the floor, it's an ab and floor and butt core routine. You could pair core up with Empower. Empower is weights with a little bit of cardio. There's maybe 3 segments of cardio for a minute in there. I wouldn't call this a cardio workout, but your heart rate is elevated. So this would be a great one to do right before a power walk. Sticks doesn't have any strength to it. You're not lifting weights, but like I said earlier in the presentation, because you're hitting the sticks and you're repeatedly doing this, that's muscle work. Don't be confused to think that weightlifting has to be with a weight. It's any time that you are using your muscle repeatedly and bringing it to the point of fatigue. So this is considered strength as well. Blast does not have any weights, but it's strength. And if you've ever done Blast, in fact, Blast 4, I couldn't, my triceps were sore for, I'm not kidding you, a week. Did anybody do Blast 4? My triceps were sore for a week. I did this in Blast 4. I did this is one of the things. And then at the end, I had people hold like this, and we went up to a wall and just held ourselves up against a wall. It was a solid week. And I was like, ugh. No weights were used. That's strength. And no weights were used. Perfect. As we get older too, our joints, our shoulder, you shouldn't be confused and think that you have to lift heavy weights all the time to see a result. And the beauty of this is if you are wearing a heart monitor, you're going to notice that your heart rate is going to get up. So question then, is Blast cardio or is it strength? It's a bonus. It's actually both. Because anytime your heart rate is up over 30%, 40% of your resting, and in a class like Blast, it's going to be, then you just killed 2 birds with 1 stone. You're done. Same thing with sticks, same thing with Empower. You're not just sitting there, lifting weights. If you've done any of these classes, you're lifting, and then I have you, doing side steps, your heart rate's coming up. So check off strength, check off cardio. You got your heart rate up, you did strength. It's getting the best of both worlds. And that brings you back to this. It's realistic, it's sustainable, it's enjoyable, it's beneficial, time management, and it's transformative. You don't want to spend hours on end doing something that is the rest of this, not the rest of this, because you're going to quit if you don't see results or if it takes too much time. So my advice on this, and we are now, if you're not a member of the channel, hang on 1 second, I'm gonna actually switch screens real quick. So I have the channel up right now. You could see that there's 4 volumes. There's no rhyme or reason to the different volumes. It's just how I film them. So volume 1 was filmed back in May, and now I'm filming volume 5. They don't get harder. They're just different progressions. So what I recommend people doing is do volume 1 4 or 5 times before you move to volume 2. Like, don't just do it once. Your muscles need to do it, like you need to do this 4 times to see the benefits of that. Doing it 1 time is not going to shape that muscle. Do it, Wednesday, and then do it again Friday, and then do it the next week. Have that be your strength routine for 2 weeks before you move on to the next one. So doing something like this is literally all you need. You don't even leave the house, or the live workouts that we do in the classes. So, questions? Nope. All right.
I asked about flexibility and meditation.
Uh-huh.
I didn't know if as I always consider, or I'll take myself off because we were eating dinner. I didn't feel like everybody should be watching me eat. Anyway, so I don't know. I always think yes, I get the rest day thing. I know I was one of those people that I would never take a rest day, and then it would kick my ass, and then I'd be like, darn it, I should have taken a rest day. But for me, I don't do enough more like flexibility type
Yeah.
stuff, or, you know, like, I don't know. I know yoga is like more like strength and Pilates, but I don't know. Do you have any opinion
So
about like
yeah.
either
So
meditation? I know meditation and flexibility are completely different, but that was my question. I put it in the chat.
oh, okay. So I avoided yoga. Yeah, I got certified to teach fitness when I was 26, and I avoided yoga because it didn't burn enough calories. You know, I didn't. My mindset was just burn, 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 burn. You know, and then I avoided it because I was intimidated because I didn't know the moves, and now that like yoga is such a big thing, I was like, there's no way I'm doing yoga. And then I got injured, and I couldn't run. So then I was like, all right, well, I'll try it. And just classically Irene, I got obsessed. And it is really hard. It is such a
I
hard
know it's
work.
really
It
hard.
is, the strength is insane. And the stretching is, especially you're a Zumba instructor, you would benefit from it so much.
I know.
Um,
And I don't, that's like, I know I need to put it in my like workout thing, but it's
yes,
just,
yes,
oh,
yeah.
it's like one of those things I'm like, if I'm going to do cardio or if I'm going to do strength, I'd rather do cardio and strength than like that.
No, you just have to reprogram your brain. So I was forced to do it because I like I told you I couldn't run, and if anything, especially you right now being a teacher with COVID and all the stress, it shuts your brain off. Like you literally just shut your brain off. And my example was, you know, life is crazy. I scheduled myself. I would go to this noon class, and it was like, I'm not missing it. I'm going, and I'd like conquer everything to get there. I'd get there, and like your brain just shuts off, and it's almost like you leave the planet for that hour, and it is so good for you to just leave the planet for the hour, and then the class is over, and you're like, what just happened? And then you're like, shit, you got to get back to the real world again. I mean, it's really, it's that, like the instructor will remove you from the world. And so, and while you're doing this, your body is just melting into these positions that are seemingly impossible, but you could do it. So I encourage you to try it. I have I mean, do the free month of just try it. And it's unbelievable. It really is. You won't know until you try it. And, you know, if I gave you an idea, you know, when I got certified, then I went from never doing it to getting my 200-hour certification.
I know the certification is insane.
Yeah. And I was trained by like this complete like yoga, like wackadoodle too. And I then took it to the fire department, and Huntley Fire Department, they're obsessed. We just did a survey on what they like most, and 80% they're like yoga. I mean, and these guys, when I went in there telling them that I was going to do yoga, they practically left me out of there. I was like, listen, you guys, we're doing it. Shut up. I mean, they did not want to do it. And now that's all they want. Because of the mental mindset and the flexibility and like what it does to your muscles. And you know what? Make it your rest day. You know what I mean? What did Rachel, what did you say? You want to share what you just said?
Sure. I didn't want to interrupt, but I was very anti-yoga also. I was go, 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 run, 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 run. Like I always wanted to run. And my doctor, I put it in the chat, is like, she's like, you need the yin and yang. Like you're not balanced out. You're just go, go, go too much. And so I forced myself to try yoga, and I love it. And I do the gentle one on my Sundays, my like rest day. And I do a class on Sunday morning, and you just need that balance. And I was very anti-yoga, I will say. Like most people. But once I did it, I was like, this is exactly what I needed. Like my body needs this.
Yeah.
So I'm all for telling people just try it. I think the yin yang is a good example.
Yep. Jamie,
You guys, I'm gonna try it. I have a couple friends that are yoga instructors, so I'm gonna message them and say.
I was gonna say, go to an actual class. Maybe that's what you need. Like go to or you live in Cary. There's a yoga studio that I used to teach at.
The I Heart Yoga
on a Sunday. It's really you should not be intimidated because most instructors will break it down as if you were a beginner, and they'll I actually have a YouTube that I did for the firefighters where I broke it down really. I could send you that at least as a starter.
Okay.
But yeah, it's amazing.
Maybe I'd feel better that way since I don't know what the hell I'm doing with yoga.
Yeah, you shouldn't, because I get it. I know exactly what that felt like, and you shouldn't. It's especially if you start with like a beginner easy class, because there's beginner ones and then there's the crazy advanced ones. But you will get hooked.
I started with gentle and I was scared out of my mind to go. I'm not kidding you. I had the worst anxiety, like my heart was racing. I just like forced myself, and you like learn it just like anything else. But it is intimidating at first, but after you go, you're like, okay, this is cool. Like it's fine. Yeah.
So don't think about like some of those crazy poses that you see people doing handstands and stuff like that. You won't start with a class like that. It'll just be,
Talking about yoga, I did one of your yoga workouts the first time.
Who's talking? I can't tell who's talking.
Maybe.
Okay, yeah.
I did your yoga workout for the first time, a couple months ago, and I was so intimidated. I was like, I don't know what yoga is. I did it, and it kicked my butt. And I honestly, I had to stop a few times during your 30-minute session.
Yeah.
But like you said, if you keep doing it, you like just got to know the different poses. So the only bad thing about it is like I couldn't hear you because the music was a little bit louder. But I kind of figure it out after a while. But it's definitely, like she said, the yin and yang, it does balance you out. It's very nice.
No, it is. It really is amazing. And then you get competitive and challenging, and like then you want to get, well, at least me, and I know the guys at the firehouse, then you start wanting to try some of the moves where you need your strength to do them, and because it's very challenging, some of the stuff that you can do with even the flexibility. I mean, I can tell you stories of like being in the class and being like, I'm totally gonna do that, watch me, because it's a challenge, so give it a try.
I'm gonna try. Like I've done some yoga before. It's just like I always like try it and then like I go away from it because I'm just like, I don't know, because I'm more of like I do try to put the cardio strength or whatever, but it's just like I've always known that flexibility component and need that more like mental game needs to be in my workouts, but it's not. That's the one thing I know I need to put in. So that's why I wanted to know what you had to say about that.
As an instructor, you would benefit too with like putting what you learn in a yoga class into your class too. So definitely. Anyways, well, gosh, maybe I should do yoga tomorrow morning.
I was hoping for some weights.
What? I already said
I was hoping for some weights.
Yeah, I already said I was going to do a lot of core tomorrow. So.
Okay, cool.
Can't change it. But definitely. Anyways, all right, you guys. So I'm gonna that workout schedule thing. I'm gonna include that in the next newsletter for you guys. But the main message here is it's not only good for your body, but it's so good for your brain, and anybody that's ever become somebody that really enjoys working out and needs it gets that intrinsic motivation because of what it does to your mood, what it does to your your memory, what it does. You know, there's so many benefits to it, and it shouldn't be something that you dislike. It should be something that is enjoyable. And don't think for a second it should be this big schedule monster. You know, it shouldn't be. We all have a half hour just to throw into our day. And trust me, this morning I was coming up with every possible excuse in my head to not go. I don't want to go because I had my own workout, and I'm so glad I did because it was a great leg workout, you know. So make a commitment to it and stick to it. So, okay. All right, you guys, have a good one. The next Zoom that I'm going to do is on
It's 7 o'clock.
essential elements of eating, but then the one after that I'm going to do one on food prep. So I might do a kitchen one. Move the camera into the kitchen. That'll be an interesting one. So, all right. Well, you guys have a good night. Okay.
Thanks.
Bye. Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank you.
See you later.